Good morning, everyone. Thanks for stopping into our studio. I'm going to work a little bit in the hand of this painting and show you how I can bring it forward very gradually. So what I have here is some paints that are going to help to bring out some of the light qualities. So as you can see, we have a light blue sort of shining on this side of both the fingers and the highlighting part of the hand, coming down behind there. And we have several fingers. So I'm going to kind of use my own hand to bring out the quality of the fingers that I think should be. So this one, it's going to be more like here, and the light on this one will be actually up here and going behind these fingers. And finally, we will have this one. Okay, now I want you to look at this area of the picture. There's just the slightest warmth that we see up here. Almost a touch of that sunshine coming. And right down here, I have a little bit of this red, but I wouldn't want to put that on directly, even though I have a base of those sienna colors. So I'm going to mix into it a little bit of raw sienna. Okay, and you can see that that color, that's going to come right in here. And that's a little bit harsh when I do it with the palette knife, perhaps for some of you, but I think it's kind of cool. And I could come back later if I want and work that in with a little bit of gold. I think I'm going to need that. But what's neat about the palette knife is you can just allow it to do some unexpected movements, some unexpected thickness at times, and other times it might be very thin. Let's keep going. Ooh, gotta get a little bit more on my knife there. You can see that even though I pick up color, what actually comes off is very little, just grabbing into the tooth of the canvas. And this way I'm kind of glazing the oil. And if I want, I can even get really close up next to the fingers and begin to really show the edge of those fingers. Okay, now I'm going to take a brush, clean one, and I'm going to do a little bit of blending, because some places I'm going to want this sort of etchy feel, but other places I want it to just blend in smoothly. So I have to use a little bit of technique here to weave the color in a little bit with my brush. And there are places where I want it to be really thick and almost like a thread weaving through these fingers. Right down, coming down, leading our eye from here into this. And this is what I call unifying the painting, where you take color from one part of the picture and you weave it in to other places in order to take the eye of the viewer right into the area that you want. So you can see that this is quite the fiery red, and the element that it adds to the picture is definitely that warmth that I wanted. So now what I'm going to do is tone down just that pureness of the red with the gold that I told you about. Here is the cadmium and the yellow, and together just going to blop them on my brush with that rosy color from before. And then I'm going to use that to embed the redness just a little bit. And we can see it come right in here too. Wow, fun. Now there are different ways I can pull these colors in together. I might just take a rag and soften. That works. If you do this technique, you want to keep moving your rag to a new clean part. Helps to have a new rag so you could see what is not painted. So you can keep going this way. And as you can see, that works. Or another way you could do it is simply, and this might be a little bit more painterly, take your brush, a wet brush, and sort of dry it off. And you're actually almost lifting a little color. You wash your brush, you dry it, and then you sweep. And this way you can also keep light spaces a little bit easier than with perhaps the rag. Over here, you have to ask yourself, well, do I really want to blend that? I don't think I do want to blend it too much. In fact, I might just like to take a little bit of this rosy color and just hint it in there so it relates to that fiery element up above. And what am I going to do here? I'm going to wash off my brush. I'll probably just take a little bit of white with that orangish color. And then I just put it right up in there. Because that's what I see. So you can see that this brought in quite the fiery element to the painting. And since this theme is natura, I wanted to have all four elements in my picture. So obviously I have depicted an earthly kingdom here, and we have the plant kingdom. And over here we have the mineral kingdom. And in this crystalline area, you can see, or perhaps you can feel, is a better way to explain it, how this red-orange wants to appear here, right? And so I'm going to let it do that and simply get the color that I had before, a mixture of gold, cadmium, and a little bit of red. And over here, I'm going to warm it up both within the crystal forms. And since it's dry here, if I want to paint all the way over like that, I can do it. It's kind of fun because it leaves like that streak. Let's just give it a little bit of that red. Move that outwards. What's going on up here is just a rhythm of red-orange. And I can just accentuate it. It's a rather big brush for doing such small spaces. I could get a little bit more detailed for you. And really paint that in. And what happens back here keeps going behind there, doesn't it? But I'm just going to lighten my touch. And lift. I can go as far as I want. Same thing over here. I might want a little bit more definition. So that concludes Monday Morning Art Reset. I hope that this brings you a tranquility, even if you're not working on your own pieces. I know many of you are, but if you're not, you can just watch this and hopefully it'll give you that sense of being in the zone.